Hi, I'm Leon, and welcome to... That's right, Head to Head, where we compare three or sometimes a bunch of very similar blasters, and I tell you which one I'd prefer and what makes each one of them special. Today I've got three contestants for the Semi-Auto Showdown. So let's go ahead and start with Nerf's offering, which is the Elite 2.0 Wild Edition Stormcharge. This thing is a nice little semi-auto package for around the $25 mark now, although it originally retailed for $30. Over here, I've got Dart Zone's offering, although these two are Dart Zone's offerings. Right now, I've got Dart Zone's offering from Target. This is the Thunderbolt. This thing retails for $25 and is a nice little semi-auto flywheel blaster that is a lot of fun. And lastly, I've got good old reliable. This is the Dart Zone or Adventure Force Spectrum. This thing is the same as the Thunderbolt and the same as the Stormcharge, except it's got some attachments and it's pretty fun. This one is the oldest of the bunch, at least. So, I've got three blasters in front of me. How do they hold up? Well, first, I'd like to go ahead and actually just talk about a brief overview. What makes all of these the same? Well, they're all semi-auto. They all take AA batteries, although this one only takes 4 and these two take 6. And they all come with some kind of attachments in a way. You can see that the Spectrum has a couple of things, and the Thunderbolt has a couple of things, and the Stormcharge comes with a couple of things. It's cool. All of them are magazine fed as well. So all of them take the magazines, Nerf magazines and whatever. All of them are compatible with Nerf mags. All of them have paddle mag releases, which is pretty fun. The Stormcharge right here. The Spectrum right here. And the Thunderbolt right here. 2 of them come with 10-round straight mags, Stormcharge and Spectrum. This one comes with a 15-round banana mag, and they're fun. Very honestly, these are the semi-auto blasters that are on the market right now, barring some of the Fortnite stuff. These are sort of the most similar, in my opinion, that you can pick up right now. So let's go ahead and finally break it down. So first, I'd like to go ahead and mention one of the things that's making the Stormcharge an outlier, which is it's from Nerf, and it only takes 4 AA batteries compared to the 6 that the Dart Zone blasters do. I don't feel that's a detriment enough to not put it in this comparison. In fact, all of these were at one point $25, so I'd like to see what Nerf can offer at this price. And truthfully, Stormcharge is a lot of fun. But one of the things that does make it also different is the fact that it is the only one that can take barrel attachments. The other two cannot. One of the things that makes the Spectrum different is the fact that these two can take Nerf stocks and this one can't. This one comes with its own kind of stock attachment point, which, while I do kind of wish they kept that system going, I'm happy they switched it to the old reliable sort of system. The Spectrum otherwise doesn't really have too much different. Each one of these kind of has something that's similar to another. So the Spectrum doesn't take stock attachment points, does have a couple of rails, and the Thunderbolt. Well, the Thunderbolt's kind of the mix of the two. It takes stock attachments. It has a pretty reliable magwell and mag release, unlike this one. And it's fun. Can't take barrels, but, that's okay. So, obviously you've seen them. They're all semi-auto. They all have very small differences. So, what makes them different? Well, let's talk about that. But first, let's see them fire. with that, we have definitely seen a notable difference, which is the Stormcharge definitely feels a lot more underpowered compared to the two of them. That's okay. That's not a detriment. When comparing the firing footage, these two fire pretty much the same. This one revs up just a little faster, but I don't think that's any different. All of these are running the same batteries, and all of them are actually new batteries. These are new Amazon rechargeables. Every one of them is running the same thing. And that's fine, You can't really hate that. But in truth, you can definitely see that the Stormcharge is falling behind in terms of power. Does that mean it's a bad blaster? No. It's certainly got some mod potential, but if you're not really worried about modding, I still like it. It's a fun blaster. It reminds me of old Nerf. But let's go ahead and talk about these two real quick, because there's a reason why I have both of these on the table. And it's not just because the Spectrum is the same as the Thunderbolt. No, it's because I think the Thunderbolt fixes literally every problem this blaster has. Takes Nerf stocks. Doesn't take Nerf stocks. Takes Nerf stocks. Included attachments are a little better. That's okay. Grip is removable, so you can have a horizontal or vertical grip. Although this does give you an angle grip, so it's slightly different, but it's basically the same as this. The magazine is a much higher quality and takes more darts. I think 10 on a semi-auto blaster is unusable with something of this power. The magwell is certainly fixed. Man, does this magwell feel so much better than this one. But other than that, what's really the difference? Well, the difference isn't really anything. This is just an updated version of this blaster that certainly looks better and it feels a lot better. So, what now? Well, I said that all of these were $25, and that is a 3/4 truth, I'll call it. This one originally retailed for $30, and now it's on Walmart store shelves for $25, which I think is a permanent markdown. I think this one is now $25 compared to what it was. That's cool. This one started at $25 and is now down to $20 at Walmart. So this is the cheapest of the bunch. This one is in the middle. It's either tied with the Stormcharge, but if you're comparing retail prices, the Thunderbolt is $25, sometimes goes down to $20. Can you hate that? No. So let's go ahead and answer the burning question. Which one of these would I prefer, and where would I rank them? The Thunderbolt is number 1, the Spectrum is number 2, and the Stormcharge is number 3. But these two are a lot closer, in my opinion, than I'd like to just say real quick. The Thunderbolt is kind of miles ahead of everything here. It's fixed every problem that the Spectrum has while maintaining what the Spectrum did well. That's huge. That's why the Thunderbolt's number 1. It really, really, really has revolutionized quite a lot. And I've used these two an equal amount of times, I'd say, or maybe the Spectrum a little more, and I'm definitely way more partial to the Thunderbolt. But the Stormcharge is Nerf's offering, and while it doesn't really necessarily ring any, winning bells, it's fun. It's a fun little blaster that reminds me of what Nerf was. I can't lie, this thing reminds me of the Modulus series a little bit, especially with the Modulus attachments. It's cool, And it reminds me of what Nerf once did. It reminds me of the Desolator in a little bit of a way because of the built-in front grip, and it's a nice little reliable semi-auto blaster. And it comes with a nice little elusive, hard to find 10-round straight mag. So you can't really hate that. So while I definitely would prefer the Thunderbolt, I'm not afraid to say that I like the Stormcharge and the Spectrum too. I think any of these are a good pickup if you're looking for it, but if you want my number 1 for the semi-auto showdown, the winner is the Thunderbolt. And that's going to conclude this episode of Head to Head. I think a lot of people, if you've seen my review, knew that this one was going to win, but come on. Really? I got to compare the three. They're all $25 now. So, with that, what would you like to see? Truthfully, I like this series, and I'd like to do more of it, and I've got a ton of blasters to compare. So if you'd like to see something like head-to-head shotguns or head-to-head full auto, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it, especially if you left it in the comments. Plus, it gives me ideas for what you guys want to see. As always, if you like what I do here, go ahead and like and subscribe, and take it easy, alright?